Hi, Mark Clark, independent candidate for McDonough County Sheriff. You're about to hear a series of testimonies that are disturbing. Nick Petitgout has used his office to bully, intimidate, and retaliate when he doesn't get his way. A few of the videos are slightly lengthy. I just ask that you please watch them all the way through. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Michael Eddy, and I was elected to the Colchester City Council back in 2019. Shortly after I was elected, we were discussing different options for our police department because our police chief was retiring. Our mayor had recommended that Nick Petitgout come to our council and talk to us about potentially partnering with the McDonough County Sheriff's Office for some or all of our policing. In August of 2019, I actually voted in favor of starting negotiations with Nick Petitgout in the McDonough County Sheriff's Office with the City of Colchester. I voted in favor of that. I wanted to be open-minded to the situation, and honestly, I was inclined to think about having some kind of contract with them to help us with our policing. That was in August. So Nick came to our council meeting. I believe he came to a couple of them during that July-August time frame. But he came and he shared with us a potential proposal. It wasn't anything that we were ready to vote on or anything, but it's a potential proposal for $75,000 a year, whereby we, the City of Colchester, would write a check to the Sheriff's Office for $75,000 a year, and they would take care of our policing. I had some reservations about that a little bit. My main reservation was the residents and my constituents had made it clear to me they did not want to abolish our police department. So I asked at one of the meetings, if we contract with you, can we keep our police department? We can contract with you, and maybe you guys can patrol during the day, but then in the evenings, we can keep our own department, especially when it comes to ordinance violations and things that come up in the evening and late at night. We felt like that was important. Businesses that close down at night, and just making sure that the town is okay before everybody goes to bed. Anyway, his response was, if we contracted with the Sheriff's Department, we would not be able to keep our police department. And he said we would have to, we could sell our stuff. They'd be interested in maybe buying some of our stuff, but we would sell our stuff and our department would be no more. Okay, that's what his option was. I still wanted to negotiate that part because that was important to me. During that time, our mayor at the time pulled me into the office after one of the council meetings and said, look, I know that you're ran on trying to reduce the water bill. If you will go along with this contract with Nick, then I'll do what I can to get the water bill reduced. And I said, look, I don't have an issue contracting with Nick. I said, my issue is with abolishing the department. I said, the residents don't want that. The voters don't want that. And so anyway, that was the end of that conversation. It was a cordial conversation, nothing bad. Anyway, fast forward to September 1st, Sunday, September 1st, I received a phone call. And in that phone call, I was notified that we had someone who had applied to become police chief of the City of Colchester. I had no idea they had applied. But they had applied to become police chief. And from what this person was telling me, within 24 hours of them applying to become our police chief, Nick Petitgout called them and told them that Colchester was a hornet's nest, basically trying to shoo them away from the City of Colchester and from the situation. This is very important because at the time we were discussing a $75,000 a year contract with the Sheriff's Department. And Nick was telling us that if that happened, there would be no Colchester Police Department. That was part of the deal for him. And yet we had someone apply to become police chief, and he's calling them immediately, discouraging them from pursuing that. I picked up the phone and I called the applicant myself. And I asked them, did you apply? Because I hadn't seen the application yet. Yes, I did. I said, okay. Did you receive a call from Nick Petitgout? Yes, I did. I said, what did he tell you? And he said, he told me that I was walking into a hornet's nest up in Colchester. I said, okay. That was Monday, September 2nd, when I went to the council meeting that night. And that is when I addressed the situation. The McDonough County Voice was there, and they were going to run with the story. They were there, they were reporting on it. And in that meeting, I asked our clerk and our police committee chairman, who was mayor pro tem that night, I wanted to know who told Nick Petitgout that this applicant had applied. Who told him that this person had applied? And why did they tell him that? And they had no answers at that point. That was Monday, September 2nd.
I can verify Michael's testimony. I also spoke with that applicant, and I was in attendance at the council meeting referred to. Part 2 of this series, Why Colchester Matters, will be released in the coming days.